Go on a news fast. I first heard the phrase news fast from Dr. Weil, who writes about natural medicine and spontaneous healing. Weil recommends going on news fasts because he believes this has a healing effect on the human system. To him, it's a genuine health issue. My own recommendation for news fasts has to do with the psychology of self-motivation. If you go for periods of time without listening to or reading the news, you will notice an upswing in your optimism about life. You'll feel a lift in energy. But shouldn't I stay informed? People ask me. Aren't I being a bad citizen if I don't keep up with what's happening in my community? Shouldn't I be watching the news? In answer to this question, I offer an observation that may startle you. The news is no longer the news. It used to be that Walter Cronkite would end his program by saying, "And that's the way it is." And we trusted that he was right. But today, it's much different. Shock value has the highest premium of all for a news story, and the lines are now blurred between the evening news and the grossest tabloids. Tom Brokaw is as likely to lead his show with a story about a woman cutting off her husband's private parts as is the National Enquirer. Today, the goal of the person putting the evening news show together is to stimulate our emotions in as many ways as possible. Every night we will see human suffering. We will also see con artists, and even whole companies getting away with scams that victimize people cruelly. If there's a report on politics, it features the most venomous attacks between two partisans. The goal of the news today is stimulation. It's to take us on an emotional roller coaster ride. It's a good program if we have been enraged by one story, saddened by another, and amused by the third. Is it any wonder that by programming our minds with this gross and frightening information all day and into the night, we end up a little less motivated? Is it hard to understand a certain slippage in our optimism? Going on a news fast is a refreshing cure for this problem. You can do it for one day a week, to begin with, and then get back into the tabloid shows the next day if you have to. Once you start fasting, you'll find your entire mood picking up. But what about staying informed? You ask. There are many ways to stay fully informed. The internet has wonderful, thoughtful sites. In fact, it is far better to be informed intellectually than to be informed emotionally. There are weekly and monthly magazines as well as e-zines that do a fine job of informing us and giving us a calm, thoughtful, overall perspective of the news. Don't worry about missing out on important news. Really big news, like a war, a natural disaster, or an assassination will get to you just as quickly during a news fast as it would if you were watching the news. Begin to experiment with news fasts today. Go on a short one at first, and then extend the periods of time as your system allows. When you do return to the news, be totally conscious of just what the show is trying to do to you. Don't passively take it in as if what you are seeing is really the way it is. It's not. They're not going to tell you how many thousands of planes landed safely today. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.